There you go. That's Border and Villa.
Gone.
Eliminated. Again, both maps that are very rare to be seen in EU this season. Cafe Dostoevsky banned out by Chaos, then Clubhouse by NaVi, Consulate. Are we going to end up playing Coastline? No, it's Bank that's unplugged.
Bank.
All right, we see a bit of a difference. Both teams, I think, can be very flexible on this map. I think overall coming into it, it should be a pretty exciting game, no matter what.
We don't see Bank in Europe very much.
No, it's one of the
play.
least 3 played maps.
Bottom 3, bottom 2 even. They don't really like
Villa,
Bank. I think it's the most banned map, I want to say. It's up there. It's like, it's really not a played map.
No.
So this is neat. Let's see. NaVi Chaos on Bank. Let's take a look at the records while we're sitting here talking about it. So far this season, NaVi have gone 9-0-4, by the way, which is a pretty crazy overall record, whereas Chaos has 4 wins. That's it. And so, yeah, that's why they find themselves where they are in the standings. Take a look at the community vote. NaVi, you guys think NaVi's going to win?
I mean, it makes sense, right? NaVi are qualified for a very good reason. As you said, they had a pretty good season. NaVi came out of nowhere. They were M&M Gaming. They won ESL Premiership in the UK. They won Challenger League. They moved on into PL. And off of their first season, they are at Pro League Finals.
So both of these teams have banned this map. Well, okay, NaVi's banned it 10 times.
Oh, good God.
They've played it once.
Oh, it was awful, right?
And they lost it once. Yeah, this is one of the few losses that NaVi had was on this map this season. Whereas Chaos has banned it not as many times, only 9 times.
Oh.
And they've played it 0 times.
Well, that changes everything.
Yeah, it certainly does. So, all right, NaVi has 1 loss here. Chaos hasn't played here. And we're going to see a Thatcher and a bottom ban.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be Maverick and Thermite every round.
Yes.
Every round.
Oh, God. And Clyde is going to be heavily in play.
Yeah. Unless he gets banned, maybe.
Oh, who knows?
It could happen.
Who knows? There's the Maestro eliminated. Will it be an Echo? Will it be a Mira? Mira, probably. It's Mira, of course.
Yeah, it's gotta be a Mira. On this map, if Mira's in play,
she's really strong.
She's really, really powerful. Yeah, on pretty much every site. Teller's probably the least open area. She's like a central cog in that machine.
Yeah.
Top floor, she really helps out your hold upstairs.
Hallway and janitor.
You put those mirror windows in meeting, and you can just do so much. And if you're roaming Tellers, so as much as that's probably her least powerful site, she's still really good there. Where you could do the same setup upstairs. You can roam in meeting on a Teller's defense and delay for ages.
Yep.
And then on basement, I mean, you just red hallway. You can put that red hallway mirror window up, and it's just so powerful to deny the plan.
I love this nuke coming out from Citizen, and...
Yeah, people are leaning into that operator now.
Yes, I mean, I guess Friday night really showed so much.
Thank you, Aces.
Thank you, Aces. He's so good, honestly. Like, he absolutely manhandled G2.
Well, he wasn't the top performer in that match. Let's remember, Pengu is actually the top performer in that match overall.
And then it's Rise, and then it's Aces.
Yeah, Pengu had a ridiculous showing, despite a G2 loss. Really trying to hold up his team there. It just didn't work out. It
was a 6-6 again for that game on Coastline.
Yeah.
It was a loss overall because what mattered was going to land.
And G2 couldn't because of that result. So
that's why we're calling it a loss, because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
That's a loss, as much as it is technically a draw. So here we go, FO12 Ella, and it'll be shield at the top of the stairs. That's actually really cool that the shield is on Ella, because that gives you a lot of kit for exactly what you're seeing secretly do, which is holding onto the staircase.
Yeah, you don't need to force out any other operator to bring the shield, or
it's all in one.
You don't need to have the clash either. So yeah, it is all in one. It's a very flexible operator for this sort of play. She plays a niche. You won't see Ella all the time. I mean, if you count the previous game, that was a different story though. But when it comes to holding on to blue stairs, Ella FO12 is a pretty good bet.
Ella's play rate after today is definitely going to take a really big, I guess it's going to get higher.
Yeah,
because people are playing Ella a lot for some reason these last 2 matches. On Bank, it makes a lot of sense. You got to hold those server stairs. Well, you don't actually have to. You can just leave them to the attackers. But she's one of the best operators to do just that. Now, Chaos have opted for that. And again, reminder for those of you who are just, or new information for those of you who are just tuning in, the stakes for this match. NaVi trying to get first overall so they can play a second seed when going to the finals. Chaos trying to remain outside of relegations. They currently stand outside of relegation just above Penta, but Chaos does need to get 1 point or 3 points to take it out of Penta's hands and guarantee their spot outside of relegation. So it's a really big stake. This match is actually the only really big stakes involved for the day, unless Chaos lose, in which case then Penta G2 would be really important.
Let's see if this will be a positive game or will it be a missed stake. That's for later. I gotta channel my inner Emzo every now and then. FO12 up close, this is where you're gonna do work, and that's why you put the laser sight on top of it as well. Secretly doubling down, and perfect! NaVi shut him down with absolutely perfect coordination.
That was some really great teamwork there from NaVi. They didn't just spam their utility in, they synced everything up, well coordinated, well executed, and NaVi get the leadoff pick onto Secretly. This is why NaVi are one of those teams that are going to land for Europe. They've got all these little things down to, well, about no faults. Next one, holding on to the main staircase, doing his best. This is an advantageous angle for the defender because he has that advantage of the tight angle through the pillars. Meanwhile, Plant going down in server. Next one will win his fight on the main staircase. There is a gas canister to deny the Plant, and Kendra will eat quite a significant amount of damage from that gas canister. Nello, because of the damage done to Kendra, will go in for the fake out. Meanwhile, Citizen trying to push in through Garage gets shut down by Renewals. Looks like the Nook not going to work out this round. There's only 15 seconds left for these attackers, but oh, next one's going to get a second on the main staircase, leaving just Kendra and Nello. An attempted plant, not by default at all. This is very dangerous. Yokai Drone in play here. C4 to finish off Kendra, and Nello just fishing for kills. Trying to do his best, but he won't get any. Chaos will win the first round.
That flank was just predicted the entire round. Nook or no Nook. And the fact that the Echo shut it down, there was just not enough pressure from the servers to facilitate the Nook's entrance. There was so much information that was being relayed back to the defenders in Red Hallway that there was no need for the Echo to be super focused on his Yokais in that moment. He knows that there's somebody that's going to rotate around and play Garage. It's the standard way of playing it. So the fact that the Echo stuck in his spot, fought the gunfight and won it, meant that for him, he trusted his teammates. They were doing work. He was not needed on his Yokai until very late into the round. So everything works out well for Chaos. They take round number 1, and now they will go up top to CEO. So we talked about the Mira and how she plays things on this site. There's no Maestro in play either, so I assume Renewals should be bringing a bulletproof camera on his dock. Check that for just a second, maybe, Marcio. Can we check the dock? Yes, he is. Okay, so
this is going to be challenging onto the top of parking with that. Or more trying to hold on to the north rappel above the main lobby. It's likely to go up on what is called the Cantor-Raketi spot.
Yeah.
We'll see in just a second.
Yeah, you've got 2 spots for this. Either you hold the hallway or you do this.
And there's the Cantor. Yeah, it's the Cantor-Raketi bulletproof cam. He, I guess he owned that one when he was one of the first to do it in a Pro League match, challenging onto the top of parking garage. And you know, as you know, Cantor-Raketi, he's that player who really lands his shots and just, yeah, he can do that kind of challenge. Renewals is as well, though. So let's see if he's able to pull that off. It gives you a lot of information, that cam.
That's true.
Yeah.
And just make sure, if anything, if it's not giving you any info on that there's a player in that position, what it's at least telling you is, hey, there's nobody there. You can focus your gun sights on one particular side of the map.
It also has information on main lobby, too. So it's a multi-purpose camera. Now, NaVi pushing their way into the ATMs. It'll be saves at the tip of the spear. Meanwhile, they've also taken control of Square. Pi here trying to challenge his way into Paper. Next one to stop him. As in, the player next one. That sounds weird when you say it like that.
I know, right?
It's hard. It's hard to always phrase that properly.
We'll try our best. You're doing a great job, Michael. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Milos.
So, the drone is spotted, and the castle will go to try and destroy it, but won't be successful in that. ADSs, of course, are covering next one, and he actually goes for the gunfight, gets killed, taken off in that. Renewals will be able to revive himself, but taken down instantly by NaVi, as the only person to take any damage is Kendra.
That's good to see from Pi. Of course, the most recent addition to NaVi as, secretly takes down Nello. The one thing I was trying to say, though, is Pi did a great job of covering his teammates, which means he's really starting to finally fill into the team and realize his role and fulfill his role, which is good to see for NaVi, considering they are making that change so close to their LAN appearance.
Yep.
Air jab is successful on the Echo. No follow-up, though. Kendrew going for the plant. Echo not on his drone, so no denial coming out from Vito. Red Groove not going to be able to hit the shot onto Pi for some reason. A little bit of a delayed reaction there. Plant now down for NaVi, and they're just holding the post plant from Repel.
Yeah, retake 4v3 when there's Repel and there's so many angles being held against you is so difficult. Citizen will find one kill on Vito, and this is all you need to do. Literally just hold the windows and keep jumping from one to the next. You have drones everywhere. Kendra gets one more. All on to Red Groove. Yeah, you can fight against the window with your smoke, but you're spotted anyways, and the edge of the smoke is still fairly visible. Kendra will find the kill, and Red Groove is eliminated. Yeah, you see the center of the smoke is difficult to spot through, but when you're at the edge, you're completely fine with that.
Yeah, a lot of people have been calling for the gas canisters to switch over to the other smoke, the plume. I think they put on the grenades on Capitão's bolts as well for a long time. Maybe, make it still something you can see through, but it's got that old smoke graphic thing going on, and it just is kind of weird because of that, for two reasons. One, you can't identify the radius of damage being dealt by the smoke.
That's correct.
Which is really frustrating. And number two, it's kind of inconsistent, and I believe client side on whether or not you can actually see through it. It's different for everybody. So
I've had the experience even for myself, and I'm sure you have, where sometimes you're literally sitting in the middle of the smoke and you take no damage. And sometimes you're right on the edge, and you're just taking like an extra tick or two, and you're like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Well, extra tick. I haven't had extra ticks before, but like, yeah, you're taking more damage from places where you shouldn't.
Just because the plume is not.
It's not trackable. It's not identifiable.
Exactly, this is it. Whereas with the smoke, it is like a smoke grenade.
It's a sphere.
It is a sphere. It's exactly where it sits. Same thing goes with Capitão crossbow bolts.
Yeah, so it's really confusing with smoke. But anyway, that's just an old argument.
Yeah.
Anyway. Chaos setting up their defense on the top floor. In that last round, one thing I will say is that it just looked like NaVi were a little bit more focused. They also were doing a great job of distracting on the west side of the building. Upstairs, they managed to keep the Echo, Vito, off of his drones for a very long time, allowing for the plant to come in. By default place, I think it was next to the turned over bookshelf, and that's standard, that's default plant spot. So good job to NaVi getting that plant, but it was a good effort by the rest of NaVi on the other side to distract, to allow for the plant to happen, as well as picks like that one going in the favor of NaVi, but secretly at least gets the trade. So that's a good bounce back there. Pi is going to get a lead-off kill onto Vito, and Renewals will trade through the wall, actually, on the Citizen.
So Vital Operator is taken off from either side. You'll see the Thermite on one, and of course the Echo on the other. So right now, equilibrium between the two, and you mentioned in the previous round, I really have to applaud Pi again. He's been doing a tremendous job on the team. It's a big deal. I know nobody would have said this, like big shoes to fill when it comes to Doki, reference, but still, there's a lot of work to be done to go through it. Nello is actually so close here, fighting up in Archives. Smoke will be thrown in his face to slow him down for just a second, but Archives is effectively in the hands of the attackers now, and they even have control of the stairs, but Pi's going to be eliminated here, thanks to secretly the SMG-11. Renewals has rotated back into Tellers, and right now Chaos are trying to sandwich Nello and take him out, as Saves in the meantime is trying to ferry the diffuser back to his teammate. It's not been picked up yet, but he has to go through secretly, probably.
Kavai and ADS there. Saves, two ADS, the same place. Saves trying to put up an air jab on his flank to deny secretly dropping above him, but secretly he's just trying to hold on to the top of square. He's doing a good job of that so far. Saves gonna be droning out on the main stairs. Meanwhile, the anchors are just waiting it out. And that's Renewals, actually, by himself, the singular anchor. Saves just barely spots secretly at the top of stairs, so that's a good information to have. Sees the foot of his opponent there, maybe? No, doesn't pick it up because it's through a wall. Renewals gets a kill onto Nello because of that. Great positioning from Renewals. Now just saves, but he knows where the dock is. And that's a big advantage to have in the engagement that is to happen.
Well, there's still the...
Wow.
There you go. The mute rotated back secretly with a tap. He was watching the diffuser upstairs, but realized, you know, no matter what, we're going to have a big advantage in this one. And there you go. He found it. That's the spray. One tap. I'll correct myself. It was not a one tap. It was indeed the entire magazine thrown out.
It just looked like one from our perspective when the kill came out. It's fair enough.
But here we are. Chaos successful for round 3. And now they will go back. No, okay, there we go. They'll go back down to CCTV.
The site where they were first successful. Makes sense. This will be probably their second round here. And that will be the site locked for the first half. Chaos looked pretty solid last time they were here. The only thing that they didn't manage to work in their favor was actually secretly holding on the server stairs, which is usually we see the opposite of that. Usually the server stairs hold works out great for the Ela. He gets a pick or two, but then somehow the anchors can't hold it out, right? We've seen that happen so many times in so many matches. But in the first round of this match, Chaos went to the basement, secretly held the stairs. He couldn't do anything, got picked off really efficiently from NaVi. I praised them for it, rightfully so. It was really beautiful. Following that kill onto the Ela, NaVi got very little when it came to the site take. They were effectively denied the plant by good utility management from Chaos. When it came to the open area hold, NaVi was outright denied that because actually of next one's efforts holding on to the main stairs. So it was NaVi getting a little too aggressive in the wrong spot, spreading themselves a little bit too thin, and they also pushed into the garage, and it was Renewals who held on to that solo. So Chaos just had a really good match, or a really good round, I should say, other than the very first engagement with Secretly.
Yeah, and I think in the round that we had before, you know, you had the garage play with the Nook. Unfortunately, the Echo was not distracted at all by what was happening on the site. And bringing the Pulse, I think, is exactly what was required from Chaos before and is required this time around as well. Why? You just scan everybody from the Gold Vault, and you're the one that's giving all the calls. And as long as there's nobody planting, like, you know what? I don't need to call over my Echo. I want him to focus on the garage just so we're safe on the flank. So that works, and especially when you see that it's a Nook in play, you definitely want to be sure of how things are rolling. There's everything going to be caught off here by the ADSs, and everything has been burned off. Grenade might come up at the last second. No. Gizmot is thrown up at the doorway. And great from Secretly to play at the bottom of the blue stairs. Now, this will allow NaVi to open up the skylight hatch against him. And indeed, they will be doing so. The Maverick is on to those shenanigans. And there's the grenade not cooked correctly. The second one will follow up. And it goes a bit too low. The FO12 does the work and Secretly gets a great pick with the second Gizmot coming up. Oh, the pre-fire from Kendrew takes down Secretly.
Beautiful pre-fire there from Kendrew. That's the way to do it. He makes that clear look easy. But they did lose a lot of utility this time. They had to burn all those ADSs instead of the quick, succinct take they used in the previous round on this site. Secretly managed to get a kill out of it as well, so Sledge just gone. Overall, a better round for Chaos at the beginning. But that wasn't what made Chaos's defense so strong the last time they attacked here. And we'll see if Chaos has something else special for us, or if NaVi is going to have another struggle when it comes to the plant. Looks like it's going to be struggle as the gas canisters start to come out.
Kendrew is just checking in to see if he can go and plant, but the Yokais are everywhere, and Citizen is trying to snipe them off. It's great play from Renewals. Look at where he's hiding his Yokai drone. He could go up at any point in time, getting the information, and the diffuser should go down here. Nitro Cell coming up. Kendra will go off of the diffuser plant, and Renewals will go back to check his Yokai. Nobody pushing him from garage just yet, but next one clears the flank. Citizen on the refrag against Vito, and that's Kendra to be stopped. Yokai drone pulled back for just a second as next one takes down Citizen. Kendra and Pi, last two alive, and there's so little time left. You have to go for the plant ASAP. They push in. They go for the gunfights. Red Groove takes down one, and the second pulling out the pistol to Kendrew in the face. It's done. Chaos secure another round.
multiple layers going on there for Chaos. First of all, the secretly hold onto the server stairs. That's a throwaway strat. All right, they know he's going to die, but he's going to make the NaVi suffer for it. That's beautiful. Secretly did a good job this time, and that made all the difference. When the site take came out, the yokai drones were hidden in a special way. Really impressed by that. Really surprised that Citizen could not find the yokai drones. That lays at the feet of the IQ, who you saw get picked off by Next One after Next One did his job over on the main stairs. Another thing that I'm impressed by when it comes to Chaos is how they're holding those main stairs. So there is an angle that you can set up from lockers through that wall onto the main stairs where it is really difficult for the attackers to challenge you. And Next One had that angle set up through that wall. So he had the advantage in any gunfight that he would have encountered in that situation because the enemy would have had to prone in order to get the angle onto where Next One was looking. And if you're proning, you're coming out, you're swinging out slow, and the enemy will see your feet before you see them, or your hands, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So Next One playing that staircase really well. Another layer that worked in their favor. So you've got secretly, you've got the yokai drones, you've got Next One, and you got everybody contributing there. You've got the gas canisters being juggled beautifully by not Red Groove. I want to say it was Renewals who was on the smoke. No, he was on Echo.
He was on the Echo.
Yeah, so it was must have been secretly then, because it was the smoke was being well played and well juggled by Chaos. Another thing that was going on there is, of course, the Pulse, who did a great job inside of the vault and did manage to gather enough information to easily lock out that round. One thing that this all is actually leaning off of is the Thatcher ban that NaVi themselves brought out in the beginning.
I was gonna say that blue stairs take would have been so much easier
and
with a Thatcher.
Not only that, but also you can disable the Pulse in the vault, which allows for and you can get rid of those yokai drones. There's a lot of layers to how the Thatcher is going to assist you. But what I'm trying to get at here is Chaos. They're leaning off of their opponent's ban here. They're like, okay, you're going to ban Thatcher? Well, then we are going to make you hurt for that. And they're managing to really just get every little bit out of this defensive half, thanks to that.
Ooh, secretly peeking out of the perfect moment, taking down Kendrew. And can Renewals get another? No, he's going to get dropped on the floor and eliminated. So Citizen on the kill again. So making sure that the numbers are equal, though I have to say that Kendrew dying was not great, but at least they open up the wall here. And no, drones gotta be missed out, but NaVi will continue to move in as they have their drones watching the flanks as we speak. Now, leading into those sort of into those bans, great play from the team and possibly from Chaos's coach Cyrod. So maybe he had something to do with it. Next One peeks around the corner and finds Nello. NaVi will lose out of the sledge and his grenades. And even in Pro League, as you can tell, not everybody uses Rook armor for some ungodly reason. Next One will keep on firing down into the hallways. He has support from the castle, but there's a decent chunk of time left for NaVi to clear. Unfortunately, they don't have the manpower to go around and eliminate Chaos's players on the roam and watching the flanks.
Vito, great positioning of his yokai drones. Gas canister coming out from Red Groove to deny the initial attempted plant. Long angle being played from Vito. Pi going for the plant now behind the bomb. Oh no, it doesn't look like this has been determined by the defense, and they're going to allow the plant to go down. Red Groove will punish, but secretly gets refragged by Citizen. That's a great repel there from NaVi. And this is actually looking like it's going to be really hard for Chaos to retake. Vito is going to the main lobby so he can deal with the North repel. Whether or not he's successful. Oh, he is successful. Now that's really big because now the last attacker is dead. Save's gone. Red Groove just outright wins that gunfight, and Chaos on the two-man retake will be successful. 4-1 in the first half so far.
Oh, not unable to watch the singular position out in the lobby. It's unfortunate. At this point, Chaos have not really done that in the round, and it was just perfect. For perfect play, right? You can go for the gunfight yourself, but because the smoke had already gotten a pick upstairs, it allowed the Echo to go around and fight the last player alive, even if the IQ would have been ready for it, it still wouldn't have been enough. And on top of it, I think I saw the IQ just turning around to try and face into the lobby, but the instant that happened, got hit in the face. The Echo did not miss a beat.
Here we go. Great hold there from Chaos. Now, they really did mess up a little bit there when it came to denying the plant. I'm assuming that Citizen on Repel, North Repel, the IQ, managed to get the Yokai drones, which meant that Vido could not deny anymore. Or maybe it was the Zofia who got the Yokai drone, which was hidden in the desk. Again, meaning that the Yokai and Echo could not deny the plant indirectly. So instead of lingering on it, Chaos shifted gears immediately, tried retaking the site. That failed. But then in the post-plant, each of the individual engagements that came out for Chaos ended up going the way of Chaos because they just won their fight straight up. The big thing is the wide swing in the main lobby on the North Repel player of Citizen. Citizen was not as prepared for that as he should have been. There was no cover from NaVi on that main lobby, no drone for NaVi on that main lobby, which means it was reaction from Citizen to even look that way. And Vido did not miss his shot. So Chaos come out on top in that fight, and then Red Groove also in the meeting engagement, which we barely caught the end of, managed to win his. And that's, that's just Chaos winning their gunfights. That's a really good job from them. Chaos are playing really, really well today. And in all likelihood, it's because, again, they're trying to guarantee themselves not having to fight in relegations, because no team wants to fight in relegations, especially in Europe this season.
And if anything, we'll remind you again, as numbers have been really the big deal for us over the past 10 or so days, that should Chaos tie this game or win it outright, then it's done. Penta are in relegation spot with Sisu for this season.
And that's only, we're only 2 rounds away from that happening. But early on, Renewals will be taken out by Pi, so that's not a great start to this round for Chaos. Looked like he was trapped there trying to get away. Wall gets opened up by Tellers. NaVi looking good on this take. It is a roam upstairs for the defense, but they've already lost one of those roamers, so that pressure is greatly alleviated. Secretly is even going to run back to square. So overall, the top hold for Chaos looks like they just completely give up on it after Renewals was eliminated.
So, an extra smoke here brought up by Red Groove. Again, we've seen him successful in the previous round. 2 smokes now used up. And there's still a lot of time left in the round. So NaVi effectively able to force utility out of the defense before it's time.
NaVi right now are just droning into sight, taking control of this breach, and setting up flank watch. So they're trying to bait the defenders into attempting a retake by Tellers. Chaos aren't falling for it just yet.
But you know what Chaos have as advantage, but that NaVi unfortunately do not? There's no top floor control, and that's the unfortunate piece of business right now.
Yep.
For NaVi, and I don't think they'll be able to get it at any point in time now. Next one, we'll find Kendrew, and it's a great spot from Secretly. With 50 seconds left, you have to be really careful about how you assault into the site. There's one player in elevator, and Pi will be able to finish off next one. Leaves the smoke, is pretty much a hired gun at this point, and Secretly is watching from above. Red Groove taking a lot of damage and eliminated. There's the gunfight and lost. Citizen, beautiful play with the IQ, leaving only Secretly alive. And he's watching. If he can find this, can definitely prove positive for Chaos, but it'll be a definite uphill battle. Nitro cell thrown out and will not connect. He'll drop down off the balcony. Diffuser's being planted. It's already set. He peeks out, finds the kill on to Nello. But he's got 3 more to go, and they're all watching the same angle. Citizen doubles down on the round and does so much work for NaVi. The IQ in control. I have to say, he just kind of snuck under the radar into that elevator shaft.
Yeah. Citizen had a big round there. When he got into elevator, he managed to poke a hole in the anchors and cut off their maneuverability because the defense tried to open up the prone level hole there by the Tellers wall. Now, the reason that the defense will open up that wall is so that the player on the main stairs bottom level can use an angle to hold the Tellers door. That was the Echo in that last round. And that would have worked for the defense if not for Citizen's efforts. Great job from him on an individual performance in that round. Because of his efforts, the top floor presence was irrelevant because it was at some point the only presence left for the defense, and he had to rotate. So a great hold there from Citizen. Great attack from NaVi as a whole. They managed to bait out that retake from the attacker, or rather from the defenders. and punish them for it. Now Chaos will go on to attack, but they still have the advantage after that first half. Of course, this defender-sided map, as are most. And yeah, we'll see if NaVi can get their bounce back here. And they are on the favored side now, so that should be pretty possible. They're going to be doing a roam strategy. It's a little bit different. Usually people do not roam on the basement of Bank, but it certainly is possible. Usually if there is a roam on the basement of Bank, it will be shut down by a Jackal if Jackal is not banned. He is not banned here, but he is not being brought, which is quite interesting. We didn't see Jackal at all in the first half by NaVi. We're not seeing it at all, the second half so far at least, by Chaos. If NaVi continue to roam on the basement though, you can bet your bottom dollar that we will see Chaos bring that Jackal later on.
Yeah, definitely something that you'd expect. Again, maybe the Dokebi. I mean, we've seen Redgroove do a lot of work with Dokebi in the past.
It's true. It's true.
So that's in there. There's no Jaeger being played by NaVi, so this is one of the few times where you're not seeing the operator. So
he's got about an 83% play rate or something in Europe.
Yeah, at the beginning of the play.
Oh, wow.
What a shot. My, Pi is just doing so much work, man. He really is just a Doki 2.0. He's so good. There you go.
Definitely doing a lot for this team. That's for sure. He's starting to fit in a lot better with this roster for sure. Citizen is I think the least. Well, he's one of the top fraggers in Europe overall. Yeah. He's one of the standout performers on NaVi. Has been for a long time now, and I think he deserves some praise for, like, if we're talking about actual input to the rounds. Yeah, Citizen does a whole lot for his squad.
Yeah, has an impact on pretty much every single round.
And Kendrew too. Renewals from the garage takes out the new player. There goes Pi. So I mean, he got the initial kill onto the Nomad, dies right after. This is kind of an even exchange. I would actually favor that to Chaos, considering the information potential on Mozzie.
That's true, and unless NaVi were planning to roam, then losing Nomad in the end is kind of a.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, they are roaming right now. We have at least one roamer, I believe, on NaVi. Yeah, no, there's only all four downstairs. Yeah, so they've fallen back.
Overall, it works out, but Kendra is still able to find renewals. Where did he take him out from?
Well, it's the Echo.
Okay, there we go.
Garage then.
Came in from Garage.
He was playing from what? All the way at the end of Red, maybe, by Vault. That's really impressive. Fido playing a pixel angle, and he gets the refrag there. Kendrew, an ill-advised rotation.
I wanted to push back there, but it doesn't work out. So, NaVi did not actually reinforce the wall from server into CCTV, but next one is there to deal with it pretty easily. He also has a Claymore in hand should it be required for later. Now, there's nobody yet to challenge him. The grenade comes in, and because there's no Jaeger, might be able to catch. No, Citizen has fallen back, and the least that you can do is to stop them and waste some time, but Citizen still finds the kill on Redgroove, long-arming that Nitro Cell, which you can effectively do, refiring into the Pulse, but it's Citizen that turns around, and we talked about his impact on every single one. Here he is, and he plays it well. NaVi are fighting back.
Yeah, well, now they get to defend. So that is definitely an advantage. And they're proving that here. So we're getting close to an even round count. You can expect NaVi to try and push us there even more fiercely as this progresses. One thing that's interesting is we're actually going to be going to open area. Now, open area was proven to be viable when Mira first came out, and she would be played here quite a lot. But without a Mira, it's going to be NaVi are going to have to show us some kind of different strategy that is going to make this a viable site. They'll be bringing a Kaid, which suggests that they will be putting those above the drop-downs. This is obviously why NaVi banned Thatcher. Or not above the drop-downs, I guess it's on the above drop-downs. We will see those Electroclaws go down to deny the hard breach. Maverick is not banned, but he is also not being played. Now, I said it was likely we would see Maverick and Thermite every single round. The lack of a Maverick here is going to cost Chaos when they're trying to open up those drop-downs. Of course, because of the Electro Claws, they're going to have to clear straight into sight. I can see this working out for NaVi. Again, it's a very different strategy, so it is going to likely catch Chaos off guard. Those Electro Claws will very likely they will persist for a long time, I would imagine. Considering how hard it is to actually gain access to the Electroclaws. I mean, you have to come in from, probably from Archives is the most immediate way, because if you're coming in from Beepers, or the Flag Hallway there, I mean, you're gonna be fighting somebody in Kitchen before you can even see the Electroclaw. So yeah, this is a decent setup from NaVi in terms of like the theory. We'll see how it is in practice.
In theory, also a lot of teams were bringing Castle on this side specifically, which is why it's a bit of an oddity to not see him here.
Well, they're just gonna be doing the hard roam, I think.
Exactly.
To compensate for that, they'll try to hold those positions without the castle. I mean, it makes it harder because there's more angles, but it's doable.
Yeah, and especially since you're facing off against an Ashe and a Zofia. This is well read from Chaos, so they bring the utility, a perfect one to deal with most of these soft breach kind of setups.
And the thing that they're lacking is just that Maverick for the drop downs.
Exactly.
So, engagement in the main lobby, and Citizen wins that using the Roni. And he'll go for a retreat into the basement. That was an aggressive play from Citizen, a huge risk. But he managed to make it work in his favor. Secretly really not going to be happy about that one. Nobody droned him in there is the really big difference maker. He didn't have information on tellers. He just kind of pushed in haphazardly.
So Gumines will be sniped off here in the back entrance into Archives from Skylight. You're spotting the usual setup with the rotation hole here into open area desk.
Oh.
And they're going to snipe the drone. No, they can't really find it from down below.
He didn't see it.
Yeah, Nello's just checking.
So Red Groove knows where Nello is. Nello doesn't know that, though. So that makes this a free kill, essentially. Vito's going to go for it, looks like. Is he going to challenge? There's the free kill. All right, that's a nice setup there. From Red Groove, he'll translate that over to Vito. Teamwork on point for Chaos, and they get the kill. Good, really solid teamwork. Nello, a little too static there. Even though he didn't know where his position had been given away, because he didn't see the drone, probably could have moved. Didn't have to hold that angle for the whole round.
That's true.
It's done now, though.
Well, they're going to open up the hatch in the elevator. That'll give him a bit of pressure, and it'll force saves off of his elevator position. Though still, Citizen's rotating back up the blue stairs, and we're at 35 seconds left on this round. So if you can find the kill here on the Legion, this can be a massive entry, but no, it's the Legion that gets close to it, and there you go, taking no damage. Renewals will be taken off the board. It saves. He's able to find him, and Red Groove is trying to come around from the main window here, but he gets sniped himself by Pi. Red Groove is able to find one, but Vito's left in a 2v1, and the two roamers have to come back into the site. They're actually so close to him. By the kitchen, gets fired upon by literally the entrance of the break room. There you go. He's just checking. And the bread's definitely hot here. NaVi are tying it up 4-4.
That was a really nice strategy from NaVi. And again, the Thatcher ban was clearly leading to that setup. A lot of that was being leveraged off of the lack of a Maverick and the Kaid Electroclaws on those dropdowns. If the dropdowns had been opened up by Chaos, which would have been very easy considering there was no roamers above to stop them, then it would have probably been a much more Chaos-favored round. Now, the reason that there were no roamers upstairs to stop them is because that's a really risky roam. It's difficult to pull off if you're, well, for anybody. And so NaVi's answer is just bring Kaid, Electroclaw the drop-downs. Thatcher's banned, so they're going to have to clear it either with a Maverick, which can take a lot of time, and can also not be possible, depending on where they put the Electroclaws. They'll just have to break the drops of the Maverick in that case, which again takes a lot of time, or they'll have to just straight take into the site horizontally. And it looked like Chaos got a little bit confused, and they fumbled the potential play there. And NaVi, again, they're counting on that. That's their pocket strat. Worked well. Now it's going to be a top 4 defense. Chaos have opted to bring the Jackal. They are fed up with the roamers that have been ever present on the NaVi side. And they're like, hey, there's this great roam clearing tool called Jackal.
Yeah.
He's not banned on Bank of all places. I think this is his most banned on map. Let me check that. Yeah, he's not banned on Bank of all places. So let's go ahead and let's bring Jackal. So he's the 3rd most banned operator on attack side for this map.
So explains everything. In this case, here we are. Was it Habana, Capitao, and Jackal? Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
That. Yeah, Habana, Capitao, Jackal in that order.
Yeah, so makes a lot of sense. And there's the Jackal, of course, clearing things out in the windows. You're checking everything. Okay, there's no batteries, so we know that it's if we had, you know, if this is Chaos and they haven't spotted him before. So destroy the mute jammers. Make sure that you have an entryway into the site, allowing your thermite to open up the wall.
Citizen, as you saw, having a really good performance through this match. What was that, 14 kills, I believe, for him? Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's crazy. A little bit more of an even scoreboard on the side of Chaos. See Chaos applying some pressure to this north rappel. It's the Jackal Vito trying to do this. He's using the PDW, more ammunition, more headshot potential. Meanwhile, next one challenging into Paper, and he'll eat a lot of damage, but he'll give out some too. So both players just slick away from that engagement. Still alive, but definitely bloodied.
Yep. And the shotgun there, unfortunately, was unable to take down the Zofia. The double tap wasn't working well. And there's Pi.
Wow.
Oh, that's a yokai spot and a half.
Look at that. You throw it on the little windowsill. On that is crazy. Look at that.
Strats are, it's very visible, but will you even spot
No one's
it or
checking for
something?
that.
There's no way.
I mean, he must hear it right now. He's got to hear the yokai, but I think Vito must expect it to be in sight.
It's true.
So even if you hear it, you're not expecting it to be where it is. Now that that position is known, I'm guessing it'll be checked every single time from here on out, but that's cool to see. Kendrew gets the lead-off kill here as next one hits the floor.
So Renault's spotting. He knows that there's one player in the meeting room right next to him. Secretly will come in from the lobby, but it's Citizen to find Red Groove. Taking down the thermite before he can open up the wall, I believe. Vito will be the one forced in, and saves will catch them all as he takes down Vito, but Renault's on the refrag against Pi. Secretly coming around the back, though, as he goes up Banana and finds one kill. The trying to spray into Renault's. It'll be a trade, and it turns into 2v1. Definitely doable here for the Ash. His diffuser is being watched outside. Oh my, that's so unfortunate. You can't really see the player playing behind the hedge. And the nice little shrubbery will round out the round. That, there you go, quick peek.
Good positioning there from Citizen. He also had the diffuser, and he knew it. So good control. NaVi looking strong here, and for the first time in this match, they will take the lead, 5-4. It'll be a basement defense, and so far NaVi have not dropped a single defense on this half. So that last round, really good information gathering from NaVi. Gotta hand it to them. The challenges all went their way as well. The diffuser was going down by square. Citizen pushed into it. He got control of it. Meanwhile, Chaos were very spread out, trying to do a whole lot all at once. NaVi were aware of this because it wasn't as if Chaos were doing anything bad. The way the Chaos were attacking, that was pretty standard fare. But NaVi knows that that strategy exists. They're planning on it, and they countered it well with some aggressive plays over by square. And also, again, the information gathering on the North Rappel is very powerful because it means the players in the site know where they can and cannot rotate, because they know what angle the Jackal was holding. I also think that's a misuse of the Jackal myself, but that's a nitpick. Anyway, you can do a lot with Jackal on the Rappel too. You know, you can scan people in sight and pick them off if you play your cards right. Anyway,
unfortunately, there's nobody to be scanned. He checked the footprints, but there was nobody that actually stood there because you reinforce, and then that's it. The COD is really doing the work throughout the round.
Basement defense now here for NaVi. And, well, they aren't doing the same thing Chaos did when Chaos was on defense here. None of that server stairs hold with the Ella. Just pretty standard stuff. And it worked out for NaVi last time they did this. Mostly just came down to juggling the utility to deny the plant. Every single player on defense right now could contribute plant denial. Pi C4, Save C4, Nello gas canisters, Kendrew yokai drones, Citizen C4. Oh, but there goes the Mozzie. Oh, but salvageable. Nade's going to come out. This will likely secure the kill. Oh, it misses! Oh. That's big. But Vital does take down Citizen, who's trying to pick up his teammate. And there's Secretly to finish off Pi. So, kill secured. Roamers eliminated. and Chaos in a strong position, but they still have to deal with 3 very powerful anchors.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left for that, so that's a big bonus that Chaos have here. And Tellers has not been reinforced. The hatch has not been reinforced. So that's a free position, basically, to use if you wish to do so later on in the round, especially since you're at a 5v3. Might as well. You can send somebody down into the vault, drop from there, and contest the Echo from the back or the Pulse from the back. You just have more possibilities. That's why these early picks are so important. That's why it's risky to play the roam game on bank and lose players so early on.
Didn't even need a Jackal to do it. Ooh, Pulse spotted out there in the hallway. Here comes the first plant attempt from Red Group. The Pulse is not here to call this out, so it'll be the Yokai drones that are responsible for that. There goes one.
Double smoke and
Yokai
drone eliminated. That's actually pretty good.
It's great efficiency, especially considering there's a whole minute left. Another gas canister, but it actually goes wide. It misses. Red Group is going to stick this, and there's no Yokai anymore. So Chaos now, 5 men still alive in a post-plant against NaVi's 3.
So difficult to fight against here, and there we go. Secretly we'll get the first one. Kendrew trying to come up the stairs and gets shot down instantly. You can hear the castle, well, the UMP firing off here from the Pulse, but it's Nello to find secretly as they traded off that Pulse, leaving Nello on his own in Red Groove. Perfect positioning right now. Is he going to drop down? Yes, he will. He'll go for the gunfight, and Red Groove just delaying. He's got all the advantages in the world. He shuts down Nello. Chaos, beautifully done, and they've been awarded 2 picks so early on in the round that it was almost impossible for them to lose it, just continuing your default play. We're going to go the distance in this one.
Yeah, so it will require all rounds because of that win there. And rightfully so. This is a very important match, as we talked about. NaVi, again, they need a win here to get that first place. Chaos, they need any points. Win, draw, doesn't matter, and they'll stay out of relegations. Now it's going to be open area. Again, for NaVi, this is clearly their secondary site. And again, they're going to 6-pick that Echo into a Kaid, so that it's not obvious that they're going to the open area site. But this time, Maverick is being brought by Chaos. So, oh no. Do they stick the Echo instead of the... Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, so that's clever there from NaVi, I suppose, in a way.
Are they going to play the Echo downstairs?
Well, they saw in the reveal phase that Renewals brought the Maverick, right?
Correct.
So they must have thought to themselves, okay, if Renewals is bringing the Maverick, then we don't need to bring a Kaid because Renewals will counter our drop-down.
Correct.
So it's slower, sure, to open those drops with Maverick than it is to open them with a Thermite or a Habana, but you can still do it, and it gets past those Electric Claws. So they'll stick with the Yokai instead because it gives them more information. Now, the one critique I have of that, of course, is that we still have Secretly in play. He's on the IQ. And the reason why that's especially relevant on this site is because of the floors being destructible. You can put your Yokai drones in some places where they're not going to get shot, but the majority of places that are relevant in open area, they'll get shot really quickly. I guess the way to play off of that is to have your Yokai drones assisting the roamers. We're waiting, anyway, all that aside.
It's going to be a rehost.
It looks like we're going to have a rehost. We're waiting on final decision from the admins. In the meantime, everyone's going to play this out.
So these operators will have to be in play? No rehost?
No rehost being called.
We're good.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's the issue.
We don't know what the issue is. We just know that the rehost was called for. Admins decided no, and we will continue to play. There's obviously the admins just following by the rule book there, I suppose. So that's their decision in the end.
So that said, Chaos will enter the building now, and there's 2 minutes left here in the round, and Maverick will already go in and take down 1 hatch, possibly 2 hatches if he's efficient with his blowtorch. In the meantime, Vito is wasting no time destroying the floorboards here and pushing people out of archives. Honestly, this is such a better take from Chaos as we saw them before.
So they had the drops open.
Yep.
That's the big difference between this and last time. It's all thanks to that Maverick. Red Group takes down Save, so that's a good start for Chaos. Despite whatever problems are ailing them right now, we don't know what it is.
A good part is, well, even better part is that was the Legion picked off at the halfway point. So
it's good, yeah.
He didn't really deploy more than 4 or 5 of his glue mines possibly. So Vito will try to dive down now. He's going to watch, and Citizen actually finds the kill again.
Yeah, he's done that twice now on this site, and he's gotten away with it every single time. He just falls back after, so he's basically a ghost to Chaos now, and he's baiting the attackers into the Teller Archives take, trying to hunt him down, which is going to waste so much time for the attack.
So Vito now watching. Maybe there's somebody that'll push him in the hallway, but won't be the case. He's going to be watching mostly the stairs, and Renewals will be the one to double down as well and help him out in that role. But Kendrew takes down next one. Was very low on HP. He was playing solo inside of Skylight. And this puts Chaos on 3 players left. Now they have the Thermite. They can open up the entryway from Skylight, but they have to be very careful. You know, they're not sure if there's somebody downstairs, and I don't even know if there's any drones here from Chaos that they can put for flank watch. Maybe they're being used elsewhere. Pi will find 1 kill as he was also downstairs, unbeknownst to Chaos. Renewals has dropped down the hatch. He finds Kendrew. Can he get another one that's also on the site? No, they're already out. They made it into Archives. That's a good play, but no. How did that even happen? Citizen loses at the gunfight. But the smoke is still on site. Nello turns around with the shotty in hand. And NaVi remain in this. We'll be calling rehost, maybe? Yes, it is. Okay.
So, rehost will be called by the admins as it was asked for, so it must have been some kind of continued issue. We don't exactly know the details of the situation there, but what we do know is that now NaVi are up 6-5.
Yeah. I mean, what happens with your rehost, and this is a rule for people that don't know, it has to do with the first 30 seconds of the round. Beyond that, if there was a kill or the first 30 seconds ended before you called your rehost, then you can't rehost it anymore. And we saw there it was around the 2-ish minute mark. It was a bit beyond that. But hey, again, everything is up to admin discretion according to the rulebook. Follow, but that's just a bit of information for everybody out there. Of course, you can check out the rulebook for yourself on the ESL Gaming page. Pretty much every tournament, including Go4s, run the same rule set that we have here in Pro League. It's something for you to learn if you're looking into competitive play in the future, as, hey, as Flynn showed, literally anybody can qualify to Challenger League.
Ooh,
so it's very doable.
Burn. Poor Flynn.
Poor Flynn.
Now, in this match, now what that means is that NaVi are one step closer to at least putting themselves in first, even if only temporarily, because we still have yet to see Giants play today. And Chaos, they have one more chance to get a single point out of this.
1 round.
Yeah.
And if they get that single point, it's over. Penta cannot catch up to Chaos.
So that is going to make the G2 Penta match effectively another one of those, like the first one, really not that important.
If Penta would win against G2, then they would tie. And this is why we're trying to explain this to you. You might be looking at the scoreline and saying, but Chaos are 13 and Penta are 11. And if Chaos tied, that'd be a 14. So they're still within shot of Penta. It doesn't matter if Penta even win their game against G2. They tie against Chaos in points. What is the tiebreak? It's the overall rounds in the head-to-head. And it's 9-8. So Chaos beat Penta by 1 round.
1 round. Just 1 over their 2 matches they played against each other. So that's rough for Penta.
You would beat G2 and it still would be inconsequential, but that all relies
on Chaos getting a single point here. And if Chaos loses to NaVi, if NaVi gets their 3, then again, NaVi, for at least temporarily, because Giants have yet to play, they can take it back.
Exactly.
But NaVi will take first right now if they win, and then Chaos leaves their fate in Penta's hands and G2's hands.
Yeah, even if NaVi tied, they would still be tied 28-28 with Giants, and their tiebreak is owned by NaVi, right? Correct? Let me check.
Giants to NaVi. Yeah, Giants has the tiebreak.
Yeah, no, Giants has the tiebreak. So should NaVi get 1 point now, it would not be enough. They would be confirmed.
Giants also have 29 points, so NaVi
29. Yeah.
Okay. NaVi would get 28 if they were to draw here.
Yeah. So completely forgot that game last week.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, it's the fact that Giants have 2 draws compared to NaVi's 0 draws. That's the only difference in points right now, because both Giants and NaVi each have 9 wins through the season.
Honestly, NaVi manhandled Empire on Friday. It was like the first time in ages seeing Empire playing kind of defeated.
NaVi is one of those teams we've seen inconsistent results from. You know, some really weird losses. You know, they have 4 losses through this season, but also like truly impressive wins. Again, sitting at around sitting at 9. And if they win this one, which is again only 1 round will make the difference there, then that would be 10 wins. That's double-digit wins in a 12 play day season. So they won. Well, actually, sorry, 14 play day seasons. So they won all but 4. That would be really impressive if they could make that happen.
That would be pretty impressive to say the least. So
also, it's either that or NaVi gets their very first draw of the season. So that would be a different thing for them. They haven't drawn once.
Maybe they can put that on the board. Who knows? We're still waiting for a rehost right now, as it might be the last round, but we're making sure that all the settings are input correctly, double checking on that we have in our playlist, and then we'll be back in our custom game in a second or so. Just have to make sure that all is set right.
Yeah, and well, Chaos have been playing. I gotta say, Chaos have been playing really well so far through this match. I gotta be impressed by their performance here. You can tell that they are fired up to avoid relegation position. They want to do everything in their power to do so, and yeah, I mean, I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by their tenacity here. And NaVi are a very formidable team. They've been playing not like typical NaVi, but there's definitely a chance that Chaos will push this to a draw. NaVi will be denied first place in EU, and Chaos will be guaranteed not have to fight in relegations.
Yeah, and that's really the big thing to take out.
Strong chance
today. So, hey, maybe the last 2 games would really be inconsequential. Who knows? It's up to this round to decide it. Crazy enough.
So we're just going to wait until we have everything ready to go, and then once we do, we will get back into the match.
Yeah, we'll double down and recheck everything, and then we'll be set to go again. So the scoreline was 6-5, by the way, for everybody watching.
Yeah.
That open area defense from NaVi is pretty impressive. I have to say, between NaVi and Secret, I think UK teams in general are fairly good at playing open area.
I mean, open area, the pocket strat they brought out there was really cool. I gotta say, I was very impressed by that. I like the way that they brought Kaid. Again, the Thatcher band facilitates that pocket strat.
Of course.
It was really, really interesting. You don't see that a lot. Open area was, again, it was proven to be viable when Mira came into existence. And then when Mira started getting banned, it stopped getting played. And NaVi found a way to play it. And that's cool. The Maverick could have been brought by Chaos to counter that directly, and it would have opened up the drop-downs. And when the Maverick started getting brought by Chaos, well, then NaVi leaned into an Echo. And that's what we were going to see play out. But it got played out in a weird fashion because Chaos were, I guess, ill-prepared. We don't know what the problem was on the Chaos side.
Yeah, I don't know if they knew that there was somebody coming up from servers playing in the stairs.
No, I mean in the technical difficulties, because we ended up rehosting after the round anyway, remember? So like I don't know what was going on there.
I genuinely don't. I mean, we're waiting. Maybe the admins can tell us something about all of that.
We'll find out. But or we won't find out. It's inconsistent on that.
Yeah.
But
it's not really.
What we do know is that NaVi managed to make it work, even though the drop-downs did get opened up by that Maverick. And the Echo played a role as well.
Yeah.
So, it was interesting
for both teams, I have to say.
Well, it was good for both teams. One thing that really, the only big glaring issue that I saw from Chaos there was that they allowed Citizen to make the same exact play that he'd been making throughout every defense on open area, which is just push into tellers, pick the player that he clearly had information on inside of main lobby, then drop. Yeah, and then the attackers come in, they swoop in, they try to clear out Citizen. He's long gone. That shouldn't be allowed, obviously. It's generally a pretty easy solution is to just challenge him directly as an attacker because you do have the advantage. But both times, somehow that player pushing into main lobby on the attack side got blindsided by Citizen in tellers, and that set the tempo for the rest of the round. Because as we all know, that leadoff kill, or if you didn't know, that leadoff kill gives your team, whether it's the attack or the defense, it gives your team like a solid 70% chance to win that round.
Yeah.
And that's not like we actually had somebody doing the stats on that a while back. It was more like 80. But
something like 82 or 83%.
It was pretty crazy.
That was a while ago.
That was like, that was like the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So
definitely something.
Conservatively, 70%.
Yeah, hopefully by the next couple of play days, or even by the finals in Japan, we'll have that as extra information for everybody watching at home. Definitely something to keep in mind. And again, if there's any statistics that you are curious about and you would like to know about, make sure to tweet at ESL Rainbow Six or post in the subreddits. Like, tell us, okay, what are things that you would be interested in? Because even all of us kind of combining our brains together, we might miss some sort of bit of information that we might not be thinking about, that maybe would be doable for a stats team to actually pick up for us, because we've been integrating stats a lot more into the broadcast now. We feel it's very important to not only talk about the numbers, but understand how these numbers actually impact the game. Again, it was 6-5 scoreline for NaVi against Chaos. We were on bank, and NaVi were on defense, so we're going to make sure that everything is set and we should be ready to go in. It's our final round, match point, whole shebang. Everything seems to be all right.
The operator bands are correct. So we will actually get into the match. All right, cool. Fantastic. Let's see how this plays out. Again, this final round will determine pretty much the rest of the day. And that's what makes it incredibly relevant. Because if Chaos draw, then Penta versus G2 is pretty much irrelevant. If NaVi win, then Penta versus G2 is very important. Penta still have a chance. And NaVi will also, they will also secure, well, not secure, they will also take first place away from Giants, at least for now. But then Giants will be playing against Empire in the next match, actually. And Giants can get it back with just actually, they would only need a draw to get it back, because they have the tiebreak.
Exactly.
And that would put them both at 30 points. So, let's see what happens. NaVi going to the top floor defense. CEO. Penta, I'm sure, watching this match, this round especially, with a distinct focus. And I bet they are cheering on NaVi right now. We'll see if their cheers will work here. There's going to be a castle being brought. Pull poles being made over towards the square take, which is part of the attacks we've been seeing happening so far from both teams. Only one hard destructor brought, excuse me. It's going to be the Thermite of Red Groove. No Maverick in play, no Jackal in play. Instead, secretly we'll bring the Ash for the soft destruction in abundance, because Sophia is also there. Probably could have been a Jackal, to be honest, but preference will usually take the lead in situations like this. Sometimes players just like to lean back on what they know. Now, Chaos looks like they want to apply a lot of pressure to the main lobby.
That's the yokai spotted again.
Oh, yeah.
So it got sniped off. We saw the spark coming off.
That's good from Chaos.
So they found it. Well done.
They had a... they did have like a 6-minute break just now to 6 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much, but they had a decently large break just now to think about mistakes made in previous rounds. Both teams did, to be fair.
Yeah. Grinda comes out, but there's nobody to respond. It's going to be sent the other way in the doorway, and no, it gets bounced
He's
back.
trying to get the castle barricade, and he failed both times.
Unfortunate there for Vito, and that's 2 big bits of utility taken away.
Yeah, good start for NaVi. Good use of the castle barricade, though it is a passive use of that castle barricade. Vito trying to apply pressure to the bullet holes there that he spotted in the wall. Doesn't get the castle playing behind them. Saves using his own castle barricade to continue in this position. Citizen takes down Red Groove. So that's the Thermite gone, but he did get the wall open at the very least. So his job is done. He sacrificed his life for it. Not the end of the world, for sure. That was the shield at the end of the hallway taken out. He used the lifeline Grzmats to clear out the ADS that was covering that shield.
Yeah, it pulls Pi away for just a second there, and there was nobody to follow up, unfortunately, from Chaos. A lot of times when you find... Oh, can you find it?
Oh.
No, it runs away, and Nitro from below! Kendra beautifully played with the timing. And really putting Chaos here on the back foot. Player as well that saves, that had his bullet holes ready. And Chaos are really feeling this one. NaVi want to secure first place, and they do end up doing so. Well, flawless round, NaVi.
They haven't secured it yet, of course, because Giants get to play, so we'll see who wins in that Giants Empire match next. But at least for now, NaVi take first place. They're in that spot. They have it. It's an option, an opportunity gained, but still, it is all in Giants' hands. Now, great job to NaVi there. This also means that the match we will have, G2 versus Penta, later today, is going to be of utmost importance to both Chaos and Penta.
Yep.
Because if Penta manage to beat G2, then they will thrust themselves out of that relegation spot. Chaos will descend. And then, well, Chaos has to play relegations. Penta doesn't.
Yep. But again, it's about beating G2. There's no way around it. It's not like
it's going to be hard.
If we tie or something. No. You have to get all 3 points. And in that case, you're home free.
Yep.
But it's your last game and it's the last shot. And I'm glad that our last game of EU Pro League, our last game of the day in EU Pro League, has something at stake, because otherwise it would have been kind of a throwaway. But there's a lot on it.
I want to see what Penta can do when they're revved up to max, because that's what's going on right now.
They're literally pushed against the wall.
I can guarantee you Penta were watching, again, they must have been watching that going like, oh, please. And now Penta have a chance. They have an opportunity. Very small one, but it's still a window, so we'll see if they can make it happen.
We have an interview lined up, so let's have a quick chat with JG. It's NaVi's coach. What's up, Alice? How are you doing? Congratulations on your victory.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So with this W put on the board, you have the potential to come out of Europe as the #1 seed. Now, we don't know who you'll be facing up against. Of course, that's for later for all of us to find out. But Giants have an opportunity in their matchup to go beyond you against Empire. That aside, that's the stakes at hand. This game got very, very close. Now, it seemed like dealing with the Echo early on was a bit of a difficult task for you against Chaos.
Yeah, the first round we had everyone in their own position to deal with it, really. And after that we made a few changes and we still struggled a bit. Bank's a map which we're not as good at as all the other 6 maps, maybe.
Yep.
That's why we wanted to play it today, you know, get a little practice, see if we can beat a Pro League team on it. And yeah, it was a bit shaky at first, but we pulled it back on defense.
Now, I have to say, when it comes to your open area defense, the way that things were set up to allow the Mozzie to get the picks and then drop down into Vault, how was that prepared, planned, and executed, really?
Well, we banned the Thatcher so we could play with the Cade a bit more, and just because Thatcher's ran a lot on Bank, but we're comfortable not playing it, so we just thought we'd ban it. It allowed for them, they have to come and get the hatches. We knew they didn't play the Maverick on any site over on the bottom floor, so it allowed us to get quite a lot of easy picture.
All right, that said, again, you are victorious now against Chaos, and you're already qualified for Japan. So that's it. Anything you'd like to say to the fans out there? It's your last opportunity here. If you're first, second, doesn't matter, up to you.
Yeah, well, we'd like to finish first, obviously. First season in Pro League would be an amazing achievement and gives us, well, maybe a slight boost going into the LAN. But yeah, thanks for everyone for supporting us, and we'll show up to Japan and hopefully do our best.
All right, hopefully so, and if not, then hey, we'll be seeing you around some sort of anime convention or whatever they might be doing. So, thank you very much again, GIG. Congratulations, and we'll see you in Japan. Good night.
Thanks. See you later.